Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, calling all power users, developers, and IT admins. If you rely on Cloud Code to streamline your dev workflows, you are definitely going to want to pay close attention today. We're diving right into what's new in Cloud Code 2.1.243. This is a highly anticipated update, and it literally changes the game for how you manage costs, resources, and team configurations.
But hey, before we get into the weeds, let me ask you something. Do you actually know how many tokens your automated tasks are really costing you? Yeah, it's such a common frustration, right? You set up this brilliant automated loop, you let it run its course, and then, well, later you realize you have absolutely no idea what kind of token consumption you just burned through in the background. It's a massive blind spot, the kind that can wreck a budget and, earn you a really fast, angry message from the finance team. Well, good news. This update tackles that exact problem head on, along with a whole host of other things.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll do a quick overview of the 2.1.243 update. Then, we'll get into the enterprise and power features. After that, we'll cover performance, specifically how it's leaner and faster. And finally, we'll wrap up with the critical bug fixes. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the 2.1.243 update overview. Listen, this isn't just some minor patch. It's a massive, wide-ranging release built to solve some very real operational bottlenecks. We're talking about 4 brand new enterprise features, some seriously massive performance boosts, and over 30 bug fixes designed to finally give you your computer's resources back.
Moving right along, Section 2, Enterprise and Power Features.
So if you've ever had a headache trying to track down hidden costs, here's your fix. Remember that blind spot we just talked about with automated loops? Well, Claude Code/usage command now includes a loop breakdown. You get this clean, per-loop table showing you exactly what you need to know. Your run count, total tokens, the tokens per run, and the exact timestamp of the last run. If a recurring task is just firing way too often or eating up more tokens than you anticipated, you're going to catch it immediately, right at a glance. No more guessing games.
Next up, we have the new model picker setting. Previously, model selection was kind of rigid, but now you can define your own ordered, labeled list of models for the /model command. You can use any model ID spelling, and yes, that actually includes Vertex and Bedrock IDs. You even get the choice to just append your list to the built-in lineup or replace the whole shebang entirely. For lockdown teams who really need to surface specific internal aliases, this completely removes all that old friction. Okay, so the absolutely crucial point here is managing costs, right? Especially for API key and cloud provider users during those really long sessions. That brings us to the new prompt cache time to live, or TTL, controls. You now have 2 distinct settings, prompt cache TTL and subagent prompt cache TTL. The intended pattern here is just brilliant. You keep a longer 1-hour cache on your main conversation where the context is super stable, but you use a tight 5-minute window for subagents because those naturally churn much faster. This simple separation massively reduces those repeated prompt processing costs over a long workday. Building on that whole theme of cost accuracy, we have the model pricing setting. Before this, /cost estimates were based on public list prices, which, well, isn't very helpful if your organization negotiated a sweet discount, right? Now, your IT or admin team can push contracted per-model rates and discount multipliers straight into Cloud Code telemetry. So your status line, your telemetry, and your /cost commands will finally reflect what your organization actually pays. And to round out the enterprise features, /login now offers a completely keyless path. It simply says, sign in with your console account. For enterprise teams working under strict security protocols that block API keys entirely, this is an absolutely massive win. It literally completely removes the barrier to entry, all while keeping the security team happy and your environment locked down.
Okay, Section 3, Performance, Leaner and Faster.
Heavy resource usage was definitely a known pain point, but just look at this number, 75. The Linux x64 binary used to be a hefty 340 megabytes of software bloat, but thanks to the new zstead compression, it has shrunk all the way down to just 75 megabytes. That is a dramatically lighter footprint on your system.
And the momentum keeps going here, 70. Code is now loaded on demand rather than being kept fully resident in memory at all times. This incredibly smart optimization saves you roughly 40 to 70 megabytes of memory per single session.
And hey, it's not just smaller, it's faster. Startup lag has been fixed because Sandbox and MCP initialization no longer block the first frame from loading, so background tasks run cheaper and faster right from the very second you launch, meaning you get to work immediately without staring at a loading state.
Let's hit our final section, Section 4, Critical Bug Fixes.
So many lingering operational frustrations have been definitively resolved here. Rapid fire, here we go. Remote MCP servers now auto-reconnect after a drop instead of just staying broken. The /resume command dynamically loads past your 50 recent sessions as you scroll. For the terminal power users out there, Vin's control left bracket now correctly exits insert mode. CI Identity Federation smartly shares tokens across processes in the same job. And honestly, perhaps most importantly, sessions that get no API response will no longer go completely silent for 10 long minutes. No way. They now time out at 3 minutes, automatically retry, and actually give you a clear error.
There is honestly just so much packed into this update that we couldn't possibly cover every single line item today. For the full manual, plain English breakdowns of major releases, and all the historical changelogs, you should absolutely visit claudemaster.net or go check out the Claude Code GitHub repository. I want to leave you with this final thought. With total visibility into your loop tokens, customized model aliases, intelligent cache timers, and a much lighter system footprint, how will this new level of granular control redefine your automated enterprise workflows? It's time to upgrade, test out these new cost savings constraints, and find out for yourself. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy coding!